it's Kelly Walker, and welcome to the Queen of Manifesting podcast. Today, I'm super excited because I have a special guest in my virtual studio called Zoom. His name is Brett Kauffman, and he is all the way across the country in Maryland, right?
That is correct.
So, Brett, tell us a little bit about yourself.
For sure. First off, thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome.
We spent the pre-call bonding over our dogs and our red hair, so like that's always great connection that we need.
Friends for life.
Friends for life, exactly. So a little bit about me. I'm 26 years old. I am kind of a digital nomad in the sense that right now I'm back home where I grew up, but beforehand I was in Jerusalem. I actually caught the last flight out of, I had to go, normally I was going from Tel Aviv back to Toronto to Maryland to come home, but I had to go from Tel Aviv to Turkey. And I found out that Turkey was closing their borders. So I got the last flight out of Turkey that landed home in Dulles Airport. So it was like a craziness. So I'm home for a little bit, and when this is over, I'll be moving to the next spot.
Awesome. I'm glad you made it home safely.
Yeah.
That could be scary. Yeah. Okay, so the reason you are on the Queen of Manifesting podcast today is, besides the fact that you're awesome and have red hair and a dog and are my friend for life now, is because you are a copywriter for coaches.
This is correct.
And as I am a coach and my audience are coaches, I thought you would be the perfect guest to have on my podcast today. Yay! So tell us about copywriting. Like, how did you get into that? That's a really interesting niche, especially copywriting for personal development coaches. That's an awesome niche. So tell us how you got into that.
So funny enough, I grew up hating writing. I still technically hate writing, so don't tell anyone I said that.
I don't think I can keep that a secret anymore.
But hear me out, and this is why. I don't view copywriting as writing. Copywriting to me is everything is copy. So everything how we interact is copy to me. So the idea is I'm just putting it on paper. Like when I say I grew up hating writing, academic writing and I did not get along at all. Like bad grades on that left and right. But what happened was, the reason I decided to do copywriting for coaches was in 2014, I just came back from my year abroad in Tel Aviv University that we were talking about earlier. And I had such an incredible experience abroad. However, I experienced such awful culture shock where I fell into a very deep state of depression, actually, to the point it was wanted to turn the lights off permanently, if you catch my drift, for a little bit. Like it got bad. But what actually saved me was my first coach, who, funny enough, was a dating coach that was also doing personal development. That's a whole nother story I can go into.
That's awesome.
He recommended the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, which became my all-time favorite.
I'm gonna write it down.
And small spoiler, but it's so needed to hear. It teaches you how your brain's a servo mechanism and you can control your thoughts to think the way that you want to think. So at the time, I was very in the dumps, could not think, the right way that I needed to. This book gave me my way out. It said, you can change your thoughts. This is not permanent. And I became addicted. So of course, the natural progression, then you find Tony Robbins at some point, and you find all these other great names, and you're like, I'm in this, I love it. Yeah. And I kept buying every single personal development book that I could. But my love was in connecting with people. And so when I graduated from college, thank God, getting out of my state that I was in, I took a job at a amazing, it's a lobbying organization. It's actually a bipartisan pro-Israel lobbying organization called AIPAC. And I got to go around, travel around Florida at the time, raising money. So I would be on the phone, cold calling you and cold emailing you and cold texting you till you picked up, like over and over and over again. And I got really good at it. And what got me really good was I understood how to connect to someone. So I realized, without even knowing what copy was, my text messages that I was typing, my emails that I was writing, even my phone scripts were all designed to have me connect to my target avatar, the potential donor for the organization. And then I would sit in a meeting and I'd be with someone that was, probably double my age, successful enough to be donating several $1,000s to the organization. And I would have to convince them to give a punk kid money to an organization that was bipartisan. So both Republicans and Democrats got to yell at you because our whole mission was just to bring, U.S. and our allies together.
Yeah.
And I had to use copy to get me to connect with you, to, as we were joking earlier, KLT, know, like, and trust.
Right. Yeah.
To get you on a one-time sit down with me, to give me anywhere from $1,800 to all the way up to the biggest gift is like $100,000. So you had to be good at connecting. And I loved that. That job brought me from Florida to Chicago. And then in Chicago, funny enough, going back to the dating stuff, I would help guys learn how to meet other people that they wanted to meet. And I did it through Social Circle, which just in its core meant learning how to connect with people that were your ideal friend. So how to go into a community and how to meet people when you're out, not even like a bar, like a networking event, just like how to walk up to someone and no fun conversation threads to get into, which I didn't even realize, again, this was copy. So when I finally bought my first copy course, I go, oh, I've been doing this for years verbally and in person. All I got to do is put it down on paper now. And
that's awesome.
It was this crazy connection. And then eventually, so just because I have a partner, Yoga, who is incredible. He's brilliant, and I can't wait for you to meet him. We met at a conference from our original dating coach that turned into a marketer. And so when we met at the conference, and he had the brilliant skill set of copy, and I had a good skill set of copy, and I had the strong skill set of sales, we just merged together. And that's how By Us Sales Copywriting came about.
That's awesome. And you told me that the By Us, BY, is your two first initials, which is awesome. Very clever. I love it. All right. That's an awesome story. Thanks for sharing that.
My pleasure.
And that's true. I mean, it totally makes sense. It's all copy. Written or spoken, it's all copy.
Yeah, it's a nice light bulb moment.
Yeah, I love light bulb moments. They're my favorite. I especially love to cause them. That's my favorite. They're just awesome in general, though. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes. The 4 posts you need to master. And I feel like this is kind of your secret ninja trick.
This is.
Yeah. So will you tell us about what does that mean? And then what are they?
Absolutely. So these 4 posts came about of a lot of trial and error. And basically, I need to warn everyone and say that you can't take anything as like a blanket statement. It must be tested. It must be changed. It must fit your exact target avatar on the platform that you're using. So please, as someone that's giving you this information, take with a grain of salt, meaning how can you apply it to what you're doing? Right. So I need to stress that. But these 4 posts, the theories of them will work, and I'll give you examples on how you can put them into practice and what you're doing.
Yay.
So the first is a demonstration post. And what a demonstration post is exactly what it sounds like. So teaching what you're good at and sharing experiences and stories that relate to your industry. And as an example, doing a Facebook Live, right? So if you're a coach that teaches mindset, doing a Facebook Live on how to structure your day, as an example, like a morning routine training on how to then get in the right mindset, because you're demonstrating your authority.
Good.
And the next one is trust. And trust is built into the marketing term KLT, know, like, and trust.
Right.
Where this is all about you, in the sense, show off who you are. So I have several posts of my dog Lila, because I love her and I want to show her off all the time. And that one helps me. Any of my prospects that love dogs, if they connect with my posts more, I'm not complaining. But it's showing off my personality. So examples are like family, pets, vacation. And also, depending on how vulnerable somebody wants to get, you can even go down like, I've been caffeine free for X amount of days, or I have a mission, I'm trying to lose, this addiction, and I've done this so well, or like whatever it is. These are the KLT to get somebody to basically see that you're not just an entrepreneur sales machine.
Yeah.
That you want to connect with people. You're a real person.
Right. You post things other than your product sometimes.
Right. And this really helps connect, because the biggest deals I've ever closed, people say, I bought because of you. I bought into you, not because you are the best in the industry. Because there's people that are better than me, I know it. But if I can generally make a connection with you and you think I'm credible, those are the ingredients you need. So that's the trust one.
Good.
And then we have authority, which is one of my favorites. And this is when you do shout outs to other leaders in your industry. So we all should be networking.
I do that.
You do that.
That's awesome.
So connecting with people in your industry, posting pictures with them, posting their other content and talking about how it relates to you, linking to studies that show why what you teach is super important for them to understand.
Nice.
Talk about publications that you've been written in. And one of the best as well is, hopefully we're all like, I'm blessed to be on this podcast with you, to then I can take this part, like a segment of this podcast, chop it up and put, you know, as a teaching moment, as my authority, check out what me and Kelly talked about. This is an amazing part right here. Definitely. So that's a good authority one.
Love it.
And then the last one, which we all know and you should never be embarrassed to do, is your testimony one. And you should mix it up. So video clips with your clients, text posts that you have with them, snapshots of their success that they had, anything that can demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. And if you're in a coaching industry that shows that you can get an ROI, especially a money ROI for them, those obviously matter more if that's how people are going to pay you. So showing how you can help people make money, if that's your industry, get those kind of testimonies.
Awesome.
So those are the 4 posts, but they'll do nothing if you don't know actually how to use them.
Do you teach us how to use them?
Well, now that you asked.
Will you teach us how to use them, Brett?
So this is what I was talking about a second ago, of understanding everything with a grain of salt, because again, if you use these posts out of context, it's not going to do anything for you. And so the way I've learned to use this effectively is to imagine that your month is a theme. So your month, you'll have a launch theme. So let's say your overall launch is to get people to buy this certain product, but your lead magnet, meaning how to get people interested in your product, is to get people in your Facebook group. So let's take that as a common example.
Okay.
Then I would tell you, okay, great. Each week must be split up into 4 mini launches. So that means is you have direct measurables that you need to hit in order to know that you're on track of hitting the larger goal. So as an example, if you want to sell this product and you know you're going to need, let's say it's 10 people to buy the product, and you know your closing percentage around 10%, so you need about 100 people to jump on whatever your call to action is. You need minimum 100 people in your Facebook group to even attract them to your larger, higher ticket offer. That's what you're doing. So you need to think about in the 4 mini launches. So as an example, you can do this I have an example which you guys can all have, and in this awesome giveaway.
Yay.
which is an example of a week for posting. So you'll start to really notice that people that do this well follow this format. It's really awesome. They might change up the days a little bit, but the styles are there. So in this case, again, our call to actions, it gets you in the group. And then the call to action from there is to buy a high ticket program. So what I would recommend in this example, you're going to post 6 times this week, and you'll follow this general format. So Sundays is your trust post. Again, introducing yourself, right? Introducing yourself to your audience, share something fun about who you are, get them to know you. Then on Monday, do a demonstration. Do a Facebook Live. Show off some of your expertise. On Tuesday, testimony plus soft call to action. Oh. And if you're really being smart and very like deliberate with each word you're putting out on your content, your demonstration on Monday, your testimony should be related to that demonstration that you just showed the day before.
Ooh, yeah.
Because then your call to action is like, if you want the same success that Linda has, I'll show you how to do it in my group. Join the link.
Awesome.
Then Wednesday rolls around and you're doing an authority post. So remember, in today's age, it seems like everyone and their grandma can be an expert at anything by picking up a book. So people need a little bit of authority to be like, are you real or are you not real? So by you demonstrating that you're with another expert in your field, that's why Wednesday, which is your river day, like the middle of what you're doing, that allows you to show off that you're legit in what you do.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, you hit them with another testimony. And again, the testimony, because the next day is Friday, your last day in this case, this testimony you're doing the reverse. So you're gonna hit them with a testimony, and then on Friday, you're gonna do a demonstration about that testimony that you just shared the day before.
Oh.
So you notice you're stacking testimony, demonstration, testimony, demonstration, because you want them to link those two together. Because then that's like them reading case studies.
Oh, that's so good.
And then on your Friday demonstration, you have a strong CTA, right? And I do not believe in false urgency. I've worked in sales for a while. So if it's BS urgency, your people smell it. They're too sophisticated. Do not do it.
I hate that.
However, you can engineer real urgency. So what's that mean? Well, we just on Thursday demonstrated why we're good with a testimony. And then on Friday, demonstrated why you're good with a demonstration. That you can say, if you want the same success that in this case, Joe had from using this strategy that I taught Joe, I will be doing a free live training in my group that anyone who joins before, call it, let's say Saturday, 11:59 p.m., you'll receive the free live training.
Oh, good.
So that encourages anyone to now sign up because they know that they can get something in return. Now, of course, if anyone signs up at Sunday 12:01, accept them in the group, but hold strong to your beliefs that they missed the boat for that urgency, so they don't get that training.
That's really good.
Because so often I see fake urgency where you lose trust. So it's like 12:01, if I give you it, you're like, well, this person, that was just a ploy to get me into the group. So if they miss the boat, they miss the boat.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Okay, those are awesome, whatever, tips, ninja tips, that's what I want to call them. It's time for us to take a little break. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back with Brett Kauffman, and I'm going to have some questions for you based on what you just told me. So get ready for me to pick your brain after the break.
Let's do it.
All right. So everybody stay tuned. We will be right back with Brett Kauffman. Okay, we are back today with Brett Kauffman of By Us Copywriting, and he just told us some gold, you guys. These are gold nuggets here. How to do the 4 posts you must master. And he even gave us a whole week of a pattern of how to do them. So I have some questions, Brett.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll pick your brain.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the know, like, and trust post.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to see if you agree with me on this. So I help people with their posting also,
Right.
Not to the extent that you do. I don't do copywriting stuff, but I say you should do personal posts at least once a week. And then I say, and every now and then, like maybe twice a year, do a really vulnerable post. But if you do them too often, people will think you are crazy. Do you agree with me?
So yes, and so totally understand where that's coming from, which is why, similar to what we were talking about last segment, everything comes down to the target avatar. So I'll give you an example. We have one client whose target avatar loves soap operas. How do we know that? Because we got on the phone with these people and understood like this is what they love. Like the idea, we know that they're more like, you could say they're more drama based, right? That's the angle we go off of for writing that content, because we know that's what they resonate, which means I tell them you can be more vulnerable in your posts because you don't need the Facebook world to like what you do. You just need the people that are going to buy your services to like it. So that's why knowing your avatar is the number one thing you need to understand to determine what amount of posts to do and what kind.
That is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you suggest people really get to know their avatar?
Oof, that's a great question. So so for us, we do method acting. And I know that sounds like silly, but it's like so true. By the way, you can see Lila's nose in the
Oh,
background.
turn it a little. I want to see her. Oh,
Look at that
she's so
modeling
cute.
pose.
She is adorable. She is
Lila.
modeling. Oh, look at that face. Oh my gosh, she's adorable.
She's beautiful.
Sorry. Dog alert. Squirrel.
You have to have a dog segment. You say all your guests have dogs. So there you go.
Seriously, they do. It's awesome.
So for method acting, the best way is truly, so what Yoga and I do that made us very successful is we do the front end and the back end of the marketing, which means we write the copy to attract the leads, but then I get on the phone to close the leads. So I know if our messaging is not resonating with them. So we'll get feedback and then we'll fix the ads to make sure they do resonate. So what's that mean for you if you're not at the stage where you need a closer on the back end or anything like that? Jump on calls with your people. Like, do it. You might be like, it's a waste of my time. I don't want to give away free services. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Do it. People will trust you. People will like you, KLT. They're going to want to work with you. And most importantly, you get to interview them. You get to find out, one, as a person you're targeting can even afford you. Yeah. Two, do you actually know what their pain points are? Three, do you know what they tick? And then that's how you write because you know them already.
That's so smart. So get them on the phone.
Get them on the phone.
Talk to them. Have real conversations.
Yeah.
With the people.
Some people might be, I don't want to do that. Fine. Give away something in exchange for it. Like the idea is like, it's so worth the beginning of your marketing to build that foundation. It's very easy to come up with a giveaway and say, hey, I'm trying to understand my person better. In exchange for this, can I jump on a 15-minute call with you to get to know you better? There's no sale, whatever it is. Like you can do it in such a way of people be like, sure, I love to help you out. And you get to know them.
I love that. Could you make a survey and have people fill out a survey?
So surveys are great, but people, one, lie. Two, they may not be able to express exactly how they feel. And part of the method acting that we love is we literally like want to feel the pain of the person. And I'll just give you an example. One of the group members that you're in our group with, so like also thank you for being in our group.
You're welcome. It's an awesome group.
Thank you. He wanted us to write ads that deals with anger management because that's what he's helping people overcome. Yeah. So what we actually told him to do was to, and this is like the biggest hack and probably put copywriting out of business, but it's worth me sharing it. So do it. You record yourself talking about how you would say the ad. So let's say you're the ad, like you're doing on camera, record yourself, then send the recording to your copywriter, to whoever it is, have them hear that emotion, and then they'll know how to write the ad. So as an example, when you're trying to figure out, let's say you don't have a copywriter and you're trying to do your own post, record what you want to say. Get really into the motion of it and then listen to it again. And then this will allow you to get into that motion. And when we did this for him, he got our ads, he gave it to his VA and said, can you look over this? And he told us she cried when reading it because we were able to get into such that emotional state when writing it that we were able to translate that emotion to her and where she was able to resonate with it. And she wasn't even the target avatar. That's because we were able to get into the framework of what the pain the avatar is supposed to feel. Okay,
that's awesome. That's such a good idea. Woo, I'm excited. Okay. All right, so let me see. Did I have any other questions about anything you said? I did want to ask you about the free live training. So would you recommend that somebody do a free live training every week when they're doing this?
So each week needs to be conditioned for the launch. She wants to join.
She really wants to be in the camera. She's like, look at me.
She loves attention. She's like, I'm here.
So pretty.
She crossed her paws too. She's very, very ladylike. So that's why going back to what we said earlier about each launch has to have a theme to it. Yeah. So there's a danger in conditioning your audience to expect something. Oh. So if you're doing it every week with no call to action, your people are going to eventually be like, why isn't she doing it? And then they're going to be like, screw her, I can find somebody else. So if there's a call to action attached to it, with someone incentivizing them by, if you participate in this free training, you'll get this in return, like the breakdown of it or whatever it is, then people want to participate in more, because I'm sure you understand from all the amazing coaching you do, people don't really do anything with free training. There's no skin in the game.
I know. It's so rare. Every now and then somebody surprises me and I go, wow. But usually nothing.
Right. So if on a free training, that's why we always like to have our free training days and associated with the launch that's upcoming. And like we were talking about last segment, the testimony relating to the free training. So they can see someone have that results that you're teaching. So they internalize that results and say, whoa, a real person did this. I just learned about this real person either the day before or that day. And now if I join this group, I can learn how this person got the success. And so you're
awesome.
Future pacing.
So do you do a live training every week?
So we do live trainings in our group every week. And that's because people that are in our group have invested in us, which we really like in regards of that. But plus you'll start noticing in our free training, we do giveaways in the sense that if you comment like with your post, we'll go over it for you. Why do we want to do that? One, we want to get to know you. Two, the more you get to know us, the more likelihood you'll realize we're good at what we do and you'll want to hire us. So it's a win-win for both parties. The idea is I'm building that relationship with you by demonstrating, by getting on a call with us, we'll fix your immediate problem, show you how we can scale you up. And then when you're ready, you know us already and come to us for your needs.
That's awesome.
If you're doing a live training on your personal page, do that, but make sure you have a call to action.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so I noticed you talked about growing your group in the example. I just happen to be trying to grow my group. I'm almost at 1,000 and I'm making that push. I want to be over 1,000. So I wondered if you could maybe help me a little bit and show me like what I would do with my posts this coming week to get more people in my group.
Absolutely.
Yay! Thank you.
So the first thing I would say is that, do you believe you're really crystal clearly defined on who your avatar is?
Yes, definitely. It's female entrepreneur coaches who know they're meant to change the world. They're older, the kids are leaving the house soon, so they have a lot more free time all of a sudden. And they have this drive to now tap into their own talents and gifts and start sharing it with others. And so their obstacles are they're a little bit having imposter syndrome, you know, who am I to do this? Who says I can go out and tell people this? You know, I don't have permission to go out and do this. So that's a tiny nutshell of my target audience.
Okay, awesome. So then one option you can do is you can come up with a low ticket offer. When I say low ticket, it's like very low for them to invest in, even if it's like a $10 ebook, just as an example.
Okay.
Because then that's just an example of a mini launch you can do. So in this case, right, you understand that what you're going to do, you're going to give away this value. So say by joining my group, I am having, creating this this ebook, right? And then let's say it's an ebook plus like a group coaching call, like whether it's like once every other week or once a month. So you're really getting someone excited to join, because right now, if you're talking about the moms that need, like, can I actually do this? Can I actually be a business owner? And your whole book is your amazing tips on how somebody can do it. And then you say, when you join my group from this week, so you do a promotion. So for this week only, I'm rolling out an ebook that allows you for just X amount of dollars, very low ticket. You can get in my group. Not only are you going to be in my group to learn my other amazing information, but I'll be hosting 2 free trainings this month or whatever you decide to do, where I'll deep dive with you on exactly the plan you need to get this up and running.
Nice.
And then you'll run your weekly content of you, like your personal post could be like you telling your story, how you started out, not knowing how to do this, or like, can I actually do this? Right. And then you can go into, a demonstration post on how you built it, right? So you're demonstrating how to come up, let's say it's target avatar research. So you're a new mom, or you're a mom and you want to do this now, how to even think about your niche, what's that even look like to you? And then you can do a testimony, how you help Susan do this. And then you do an authority post where it's like you speaking on stage, talking about this to your avatar and the power of manifesting, which you're so good at. Then you followed up with another Facebook Live or whatever demonstration you want to do, talking about how you use the same tactic for another woman. That's your avatar.
Yeah.
And then you do another testimony, right, which is that. And then you have that harder call to action where you're saying, if you join this and you get my ebook, you'll get like the 2 coaching sessions or whatever it is that you want to give away, the 15-minute laser calls. People do a bunch of different things. And then a bunch of people will be running into your group because of the amazing value you're rolling out.
Yes, that's awesome. I love that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I'm going to try it.
Good.
I'm going to try this coming week.
Good. Let me know how it goes.
I so will. So I want to talk about your group.
Sure.
Your group's amazing. Like, it is so full of trainings that people can just go click on, and like there's units and they can just go through and learn so much stuff from you. And I think it's super awesome that you provide all that just right in the group. So tell me about your group, tell them about your group and how to get into your group.
Absolutely. So we created a group, Copy for Coaches, and our whole objective is we want to help your income finally match the impact that you're making. You're amazing at what you do. You're changing lives. Let's get you paid what you're worth. The way to do that is with copywriting. People always think this is like something they can cast to the side or go to Fiverr or Upwork or get a content writer. We scream at the notion of getting a content writer. Do not do this. This is will be your Achilles heel, your downfall, the sinking of your Titanic. All this will be if you get a content writer. It's that serious.
For this sinking of your Titanic.
That
was awesome.
For the reason of the following. Sales copywriting works because you truly understand your target avatar and you know how to have them bring out the emotion they need to connect to what you do by buying into what you do. That's the sales part of it.
Yeah.
So in our group, we take you from not even knowing what copywriting is, and we walk you through the deadliest sins you're making in copywriting, the dangers of content writing, the weapons of influence that you need in your content and your copywriting. See, I must just trip myself up there. And then how to outsource your copy if you're looking to do that, or how to write it on your own. And what's beautiful about this is, and you saw because you commented on it, when you join the group, we ask you, what do you want help with? And we make trainings around exactly what you want to make help with for the sole purpose of helping you. Because there's no point to ask us, there's no point to do business with each other if we don't know that we're a good fit. So let us help you demonstrate that we're good, and then we can talk when it makes sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when I requested to join your group, and I wrote, get more people to attend my webinars. So, and that's all about copy. If I describe it right and I do this, people are going to go to the webinars.
Correct.
Because they'll feel the emotion and say, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, super helpful.
Good.
And so what's the name of the group again?
So Copy for Coaches.
Copy for Coaches.
Copy for Coaches and consultants, technically.
They can just go on Facebook and search Copy for Coaches and it will come up, right?
Yes, they will come up.
And if they want to go to the show notes, they can just click on the link that I'm going to put in there.
Yes. So also, if you type it in our group, just making sure. So it's always Copy for Coaches, make your income match your impact. So that would be like the official title.
Yeah, okay.
And there's a green cover photo that you'll see. It's like white and green. So you can't miss it.
So make sure you're going to the right one. Right. And so I heard a rumor from you that you might have a free gift for my listeners.
This is true. Because they behaved so well and were silent during this entire call. Great behavior.
So well behaved.
Besides this one who was trying to get out, she's now planted on the floor. You can see her legs sticking out.
So cute. She's like, I'm done, Dad.
She's like, let's go. Let's leave. End this. Yes. So those four posts that we dove into, I now made that for you, and I broke down exactly what it goes in each of them, as well as what we're talking about of having a theme for the month, and then how to break it down in an example week format, And we give you a link to your own personal content map, calendar, that's a better way of putting it,
Whoa.
where you can go in there and you can track your post, what post it is, how many engagements it has, who friended you from it, and then you'll know if you need a course correct, because you'll know if a post isn't responding. You can see it in your tracker and you can make adjustments.
That's so good. So is the tracker, can that apply to any business?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these posts apply to any business. Obviously, the copy changes, but these are the psychological posts you need to understand to allow you to connect to your audience.
Nice. So like if you were a coach with like an MLM product that you sold along with your coaching, that would still work? You could do it for, oh, that's so good. Oh,
she's awake.
She's alive. She's been napping.
She's making her presence.
Oh, she's so pretty. I love her. Okay. So I'm going to put your links in the show notes. And remember, it's Copy for Coaches, making your income match your impact.
Correct.
Oh, I remembered. Good job. And again, this is Brett Kauffman from By Us Copywriting. Thank you so much for being on here.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're a very good podcast guest.
Thank you.
And your dog's very entertaining in the background.
Good. I just want to say, keep continuing doing what you do. You're inspiring so many women. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so glad I was able to help. And let's get you past 1,000 members and beyond.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. And beyond, yes. And then 20,000. I want to jump from 1,000 to 20,000 by the end of the year.
Let's do it. Done.
Let's do it.
Aren't you the queen of manifesting?
I am the...
Where's the tiara?
There's my crown.
Now it's official.
I am totally the queen of manifesting. I've got a crown to prove it.
It's your royal decree.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, I am the queen. Yes, I will manifest that.
Amazing.
Do you have any last words before we go?
Sure. Just to everyone out there that's listening, at the end of the day, copywriting is all about connecting to your avatar and knowing how to really speak to them, not just speak to their pain points and just fearmonger them. That's not what it is, but speak to their pain points, show them that you can help them get over it, and show them how you can help them get from where they are to where they want to go. And what we do is when we take on someone's copywriting or when we teach them how to do it, we write in your voice. It's like you're writing it yourself. We really make sure we add your mannerisms, add the style that you do, because at the end of the day, people are not buying me the copywriter. They're buying you the coach. So we make sure we method act you into existence. So join our group. Love to walk you through whatever you need help with. And we're here to finally have your income match your impact.
Yes, thank you. You're awesome. All right, that was Brett Kauffman from By US Copywriting. And the group again, Copy for Coaches. Look him up on Facebook. Join his group, get some awesome free content, and then see how much you need him and hire him. Right?
Not complain with that.
Right. All right. Well, that is it for today for the Queen of Manifesting podcast. Thanks again to Brett and the lovely Lola. And Lola or Lila?
Lila, but...
Lila. The lovely Lila. Beautiful dog from Israel. Right.
That's true. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening. See you next time.